Welcome to Haiku Canada's Teachable Moments podcast. My name's Vera Constantineau, and it is my pleasure to welcome you to 6 short podcast episodes. Teachable Moments are intended to be an introduction to haiku with what I believe will be easy to follow ideas. These ideas and opinions are my own, and they're my approach to writing haiku and may not work for everyone. Hi. This time around, we'll be expanding on what we learned of observation in podcast 2, and think of it as a way of creating surprise. Observation is key to writing haiku. Way back in the overview that was podcast 1, I used a pretty simplified explanation of what I think represents the writing of haiku when I said, in your first line, you're giving information. In your second line, you're telling me more or something relating to the first line. Then in line 3, we look away for a second and ask what is going on in line 3, and we're hoping for a surprise. The example I used was this: heavy rain, constant clatter of Scrabble tiles. I have a second example: too small to reflect on the world, day-old moon. Now that is also from my chapbook, 3 lines at a time. What we have here is the surprise of offering something too small to reflect on the world. Then the end of the story, which is that which is too small is not a child lacking mature awareness. It's the moon that is so new that it is a sliver of what it will become. Surprise. Now, I'm paraphrasing here from a post on the website for the National Science Teaching Association located in Arlington, Virginia. Students were given the assignment of writing about nature using haiku. Students wrote and shared their poems after reflecting on their own observations. These students reportedly felt that writing haiku made them more observant and appreciative of nature. And that is worthy of note. The word that leapt out to me was reflecting. Taking the time to examine not just what we're gathering with our 5 senses, but reflecting on each of our observances creates a deeper thought. The reflective process leads us to ask how this moment fits into the broader context of the world. Think of the number of people on this planet who are reportedly learning and creating haiku. Their physical surroundings will differ from ours here in Canada, but 2 things remain the same: that we as humans are fitting ourselves and our thoughts into the natural plane, and we as humans worldwide are having an effect on nature as a whole. Observance of these 2 things explains the birth of eco-poetry and climate poetry. Also connected to reflection, the moment of awareness of an act of nature such as a storm or a flood, a tornado watch, a good harvest, the phases of the moon, all these create legitimate haiku moments in the now. But we can also draw on a lifetime of memories of full moons and harvests, tornadoes, storms, floods, fires, all natural events. Another natural event: full moon. Under her hand, the baby moves. I am proud to say that that poem was the 2014 winner of the Autumn Moon Viewing Contest in Bangor, Maine. Think of what is offered there. The moon is full. This expectant mother is full. There's also the roundness of the moon and the roundness of this expectant mother's pregnant belly. Not to mention that both the moon and pregnancy are a cycle. Recently, the oak tree in our yard that had grown for 80 plus years had a wrestling match with nature, and it lost. 80-year-old oak, felled in late spring, gypsy moth raid. And to add to that story, oak limb, where the swing swung a cord of firewood. What happened there was, in Northern Ontario, we had an influx of gypsy moth, and they made their tents in our tree, and when they woke up, they ate every bud off the tree in the spring, and it didn't bud again. And so the tree died. And we had to take it down because it was very close to our house. It was surprisingly emotional taking that tree down. So what I'm saying is, observe, reflect, compare, use memories of changes in the natural world, and write about that. Thanks. Bye for now. This has been a teachable moment. Thanks for listening. I hope you found this time helpful. If you would like to find out more about Haiku and Haiku Canada, you can visit the Haiku Canada website, www.haikucanada.org, where you will find a PDF of this and every podcast script. I'm Vera. Bye for now.